All right, I'll say one of the best things about being a painter is scraping by far. It is one of the most enjoyable things that you'll do. It's satisfying and it is fun. So as you can see here, this siding right here is just destroyed from where the grass decided to come and grow, and water and moisture gets built up here, and the dirt gets really wet, and it destroys the paint in the siding here. So one of the most important things, and the reason why painters get paid like $30, $35, $40, $45 an hour, is by taking the time to scrape and sand and make sure this siding looks good before we paint it. So as you can see, there's just a ton of ripped up stuff right here that if you painted over that, oh my goodness, it would come back instantly. The paint would peel back up and there'd be bubbles. So the most important thing we do is the prep work behind it. We have a couple different tools we use. This one's the 5-in-1, or in this case 15-in-1, with a bunch of random tools on there. But the reason why we like it is because it gives this nice pointed edge here and a nice flat and thick blade that we can use to really dig in and scrape. This is my favorite tool to use by far when I'm prepping up a house. The next one that we have here is just a little putty knife. This one's awesome. As you can see, it's a little bent from use. That's normal though. Is we just are able to, since it's flexible, dig in and to really scrape some of this up by getting under it with the really thin flexible blade. And both are really important to use whenever you're prepping a house, because sometimes you'll need to really use a thin blade to get right under there and lift up all of this chewed up stuff. And then the last thing that I like using personally is a wire brush. So they have some bigger ones and smaller ones of these. This helps with really not this stuff necessarily, but more trim. When you're scraping it, it'll chip up really light paint in a large volume, and it's one, super satisfying, but two, it also just it really helps being able to dig into those grooves of trim or wood that you're having to paint, like siding. So this stuff is more of like a particle board or composite. This stuff is pretty trashy, it's old, and it doesn't hold paint very well, but what's nice is it'll be a good demonstration on how to scrape. So first I take my 5-in-1 here, and as you can see, it's peeling upwards, so I'll take it and I'll scrape all of this off. Just go along, like, get all of this off here. And this really just makes it nice and flat and flattens it out, so that when you put a coat of paint on there, the paint will be able to blend in this area where there's no paint versus the old stuff that's still sticking. So the most important thing really with this is to just take your time. Don't skip over it, because in the end, with this time taking up, your paint job will go a lot quicker, a lot smoother when you're putting on primer and then your first coat. So really just take your time scraping, take that corner bit and really get in there, bust all that paint out, get right underneath here. It'll stick way better, and in the next 15 years it'll hold up before it has to be painted again. So yeah, just take that with a grain of salt, figure it out however it works for your job. Scrape away. It is one of the most satisfying things you could do as a painter, and that's why you get paid the big bucks. So thanks guys.